Hello, good morning po sa lahat. Welcome sa ating market briefing for this first market briefing for this week. So it's Tuesday. It's January 12. To start, allow me to share my screen with you. Sorry. Ito po pala dapat. Sorry. Yan. Dito po tayo. Yan. So we will start with USD JPY pair. Ano po? Kung nakikita nyo dito sa chart ng hourly ngayon, ba't naging ganito? Let me just take you to the daily chart. Para lang po kasi hindi hindi maayos yung itsura ng chart. May hinahanap lang ho ako no na kanina napaka-obvious tapos ngayon biglang I just hope nakikita nyo ng maayos to no. Ayan po. Let's just try to change the kind of chart para baka sakali. Ayan. So if you notice ito po yung gusto kong palabasin kasi kanina. Kaya po hindi ko masyadong medyo hirap pa kung ano kasi it was not clearly visible kanina po. So ito po ngayon, kung napapansin ninyo, itong dalawang to is showing a formation called broadening formation. So yung broadening formation po natin, ito nag-breakout na po siya and yung ginagawa niya dito is it consolidated after a breakout kasi it may happen it may consolidate before a breakout or it may consolidate after a breakout. So dito it consolidated after a breakout. Dito po siya nag-breakout kasi ito yung side ng broadening mo. Ang broadening as opposed to a triangle formation is the opposite of triangle formation. Ano po? Kasi yung triangle natin, there are two converging lines. Ang broadening naman, there are two diverging lines coming from common vertex or common point when you extend the lines. So yun po. So ito yung broadening formation natin. Ang rule here is, excuse me, you just try to identify the widest gap and then you project that from the point of breakout and you will be able to come up with the initial price objective. Ang initial price objective, yan yung unang pwedeng puntahan ng presyo pagka nag-breakout na siya. So, I hope you will indulge me dahil I'm trying to explain as we go along our market briefing. Ine-explain ko po yung mga concepts ng technical analysis that are involved in our market analysis. So kung kumbaga parang para akong nagtuturo sa inyo magluto na ini-explain ko kung ano yung nangyayari, yung mga processes nung nagluluto po tayo. So ganun lang po yung ginagawa ko ngayon. And then if you notice also, so kung papansinin mo, if you go to lower time frame, saan ngayon ang magandang pumasok na presyo? So since nakikita natin siya na nagte-trending na po siya ng paakyat, we can either opt to choose your 26-day moving averages signals, or you may draw a trend line. Yan, you may draw a trend line from this point up to this point and extend it. And whenever it is it is coincident with the moving average, pwede pong gamitin yung trend line na yan. Ayan po. So ang entry po natin dito, what we have identified as our entry price for Japanese yen is 104 flat. Yung 104 flat po natin is based on the previous hours movement po dito. So yung low price niyan, you just try to identify the low price here is 104. Dali. Allow me to just yun pong ginagamit po nating chart po ngayon is bar chart. So it is commonly used in Western technical analysis. Ano po? So yung ating entry price dito, we may opt to enter the market using this 26-day moving average for our guide. Whether you use 26, 50, or 200, meron po tayong fina-follow na rule po dyan. So we discussed that in our advanced topics. I will not be discussing in details kung kailan ginagamit ang 26-day moving average, ang 50-day moving average, and ang 200-day moving average for now because this is a market briefing class. So what I'm expecting is we discuss this at length during our advanced topics class. So if you want to attend yung advanced topics class po natin, you coordinate with whoever invited you here. Si Ma'am Joanne po ang pine-presume ko na nag-invite sa inyo. So you can coordinate with Ma'am Joanne kung paano po ang mag-attend ng ating Saturday classes. Ano po yung mga advanced classes po natin sa technical analysis. So yung ano natin ngayon, ang buying natin is at 104 excuse me. Sabi mo ng 104.10 because 104.9 po yung yung moving average natin. Ang target mo is 104.60. The 104.60 can be traced from yung 104.60 ay galing po yan dito. So if you try to see it from a smaller time frame, the 104.60 is from, I'm sorry, it's not 104.60. May previous high ba dito? Yes, we'll just try to identify a previous high here. Ito po kasi ang previous high. This one was the previous high, which is 104.57. Before you can expect it to hit this level, the 104.90, ito muna ang kailangan niyang i-break. So if we might see some resistance at this level before it tries to make an attempt at 104.90. Ano po? So dito muna. Kaya po naging 104.57. Kaya po ang ano natin dito is 104.60 kasi sometimes in technical analysis, when we do approximations of the initial price objectives, we round it off to the nearest whole number. So if it's 57, you can round it off to the nearest whole number. But be careful when you are rounding it off. If it is too far away from the number that you've rounded it off to, maaaring hindi ma-hit yung target mo. So you can either round it off um, nearer to the ito pwede halimbawa 57. What I'm trying to say is halimbawa 103.57 po yan. You may round that off to 103.50 instead of 103.60 or 103. Yun po. So babantayan nyo na lang po kung meron siyang tendency na mag-overshoot dun sa initial price objective niya, then it may reach the 104.60. You have to manage also yung ano po niyo, yung expectation ninyo sa movement ng market based on the daily ATR of the price. So dito po ang ATR mo po dito is 10.8 which is 11, so you may add 22 since buying ka, selling minus po ito. So kung dito ka pumasok, less 0.22, yan po ang loss mo, 103.88. Kung wala na pong katanungan sa USD JPY, we may now move on sa ating Euro USD. Ang Euro USD naman po, ay selling pa rin po kasi kung titingnan po natin, let's just try to go to higher time frame ng if you are going to consider this trend line here, nag-break po siya, ang rule po natin dyan, once it breaks, dalhin lang natin kung saan siya pwedeng i-move. I think nasa daily siya. Nasa daily. Yan. So, kung papansinin mo, nag-break sa daily mo ang nag-break ang trend line ng daily mo. So, you just try to get the farthest distance from your trend line and place it dun sa point of breakout, and yun yung approximate na initial na pwedeng puntahan ng presyo mo pagka-breakout niya. So we may expect the price to hit the 1.2080 area. Excuse me. It may try to have an attempt at the 1.20 area. No? So titingnan natin ngayon sa smaller time frame natin using our, if you try to see yung smaller time frame mo, may pag-asa ba siyang pumunta ng 2080 area? Meron po. Kasi kung titingnan mo, lower high, lower low pa rin siya. So if it's lower high, lower low pa rin siya, pwede siyang umabol talaga dito sa 2080 or 2060 area. But we may see some correction. We may see a correction first, or we may see an attempt to the upside before it makes an attempt to the 2080 area. So ang titingnan natin uli dito, if we go to lower time frame, just to look for in order to see kung saan tayo pwedeng pumasok. So ang ano po dito, if you see this, kung makikita nyo po, kung napapansin nyo po dito, meron po tayong reversal dito, no? So itong reversal natin dito, or itong reversal natin dito, can also be your price levels na pumasok. So this can be the price levels na pwede kang pumasok sa market. So we'll take this as our entry area ng ating entry level ng ating if we want to make a trade sa euro. Bakit dyan? Kasi aside from this, syempre you have to look for other confluence ng mga ibang indicators or ibang signals that it is telling you that it is okay to enter the market now. So kung titingnan mo yung hourly mo, yan, kung titingnan nyo itong price level na ito, this is a resistance area. Ito po. So ito po ay posibleng resistance area. So an attempt of price at these levels here initially, 'di ba dito ano mo siya, na prove mo siya that it's going to be a resistance. After making another attempt, you could have sold your euro at this level, or if it makes another attempt later on dito sa 26-day moving average mo, pwede kang pumasok din dito, no? So later on in the afternoon of today, so pagka nagkaroon ng attempt dito sa 26-day moving average mo, yun yung pwede mong pasukan. Pero for now, I am just identifying this as an area of value. Kaya ito po ang sinasabi kong entry ng ating trade if ever we are going to trade, because you cannot trade sa hindi ko naman sinasabing hindi pwede, pero ang sinasabi ko, ang ideal or ang best practice po diyan pagka tayo po ay naghanap ng presyo is from an area of value. So yung area of value po natin na yon is identified to be as 1.2170, and ang target profit mo is 2080. So that is about 90 pips din, ano. So ang ATR mo is ang cut loss mo is 1.2200. So diyan po nakuha yung mga levels ng euro po ngayon. So on to our GBP USD, kung wala na pong katanungan diyan, if you have questions, please feel free to chat your questions anytime, or you may want to interrupt or just say, excuse me, can I ask this question? Because yeah, ano naman po, receptive naman po tayo sa mga katanungan po, or mga if there are matters that you don't understand during the market briefing, then we will gladly explain it to you naman po as best as we can. So dito naman sa British Pound ngayon, kung papansinin ninyo, medyo malakas pa rin ang if you try to see now, hello po, yung ano po, yung sino ba yung maingay? Sir, hello Sir Paulo, paki-ano na lang po, paki-mute na lang po ng mic natin. Salamat po. If you now try to identify entry points for your British Pound, kasi if titingnan mo ang market structure po nito, obviously down pa rin po siya. Di po ba? So, kasi kung dito ka magbe-base ng ano niya, ito break siya ngayon. Let me just draw lines for you para magkaintindihan po tayo lalo. I will just change yung, let's just go back to candlestick, yan, para, and then ito po, the previous lows were this, yan. So kung papansinin nyo po yan, kasi ito ay triangle formation, ano po? Yan, triangle formation po yan. Yung triangle formation mo is also which may very well be also in the context of a rounding top formation. Ano po? So yung rounding top formation natin, it can be coming from this, or this. Ito po yung pinaka-origin ng rounding top mo. You may want to consider this, or this, or this. Ngayon, ang importante dito is na-identify mo ito na triangle formation. So, ang bias po ng breakout kasi ng right-angled triangle formation is kung nasaan yung flat side. So, this is the flat side. Itong side na to, ang flat side sa niya. So, usually, dyan po nagbe-breakout. As a general rule ha, I am not saying that this is the absolute rule. As a general rule, so if you follow this kind of rule, if you adhere to this concept ng technical analysis, then pwedeng mangyari na out of 10 times that this one appears, siguro mga 7 times po siyang magbe-break dito sa flat side. So, it's just a matter of managing your risk every time na hindi po siya nagkakatotoo. So dito, nag-break siya, inaasahan naman natin na magko-correct yan after the breakout. Magko-correct hanggang dito ang expectation natin, pero since hindi po siya umabot dyan, obviously because of the moving average that now acts as a resistance area which is very very near that price. Kaya po ang gagawin po natin din ngayon, ang hahanapin nating entry dito, entry point is 1.3530. So dito sa 1.3530, mag-aabang po tayo ng selling din po dyan. So 1.3530, ang target mo is 3400. Ang iyong cut loss is 3580. Bakit po 3400 yung ating price objective? Kasi yung price objective po natin ay based yan dito po sa, let me just, base po yan dito po sa ating triangle formation. Ano po? Yan. So you just measure kung ano po yung last na touch po, yung initial touch point ng triangle mo dun sa widest part niya, and then you project it from that point to the area of breakout, then yun po yung magiging target mo. Since ang target mo ay 3391, you may round it off to 3400 kasi 3391, yan, pag round off mo yan ng 3390, baka naman po hindi abutin ng 3390. So ilapit na lang natin ng konti. Because if you are going to look at your left, you look to your left, yung possible na source ng support and resistance mo dito, this previous low, so this could be a viable source of your support or resistance. So dito, in this case, we are looking at this as a possible support. So 3401 po yan. Kaya ni-round off na lang natin sa 3400. Tapos yung cut loss mo is also based on the hourly ATR. Your hourly ATR is, if you look at this, ang hourly ATR mo is, ang hourly ATR mo is 25 kasi 24.3, you just round it off to 25. Yung mga nagpipiloso po dyan, I know we're not following the rules of rounding off, but we have, I'm just trying to approximate yung pag-round off natin para sa possible po na best possible na hindi tayo ma-stop out sa ating trade. Hindi tayo ma-stop out ng ganun-ganun lang sa trade po natin because every pip matters dito sa pagte-trade po. So 24.3, you just multiply that by 2, it becomes, if you round it off to 25, then it becomes 50. So dito po, kaya po 50 ang ginamit natin na cut loss po natin. So if you add 50 points to your 35.30, it becomes 35.80, which is your cut loss point. Kasi tatlo po ang gusto nating sagutin na presyo dito. The entry price, the take profit, and the cut loss. Yan, pagka tayo po ay magte-trade, we should always be prepared for those levels. So kung wala na pong katanungan, we can now move on sa ating AUD-USD. Ang AUD-USD naman po ay mukhang paano pa rin po siya, no? Pababa pa rin siya kasi if you follow yung rules po natin sa nagluko na. If you follow yung rule natin sa pagbe-breakout ng mga trend line, yan, simple lang naman po ang rule dyan. You just identify the farthest distance from your trend line and then you measure that and project it from your point of breakout. Then you will be able to come up with your target price. So kung dito siya nag-breakout, dito mo siya ilalagay. Ang target mo is coincidental with your low here. So ito yung i-consider mo. Ito. So the low price here is 75.96 or 76.00. Kasi mas malapit po siya sa 76.00. So ang magiging entry mo naman ngayon dito ay, if you notice, because it is kind of moving on a it is kind of consolidating right after a drop ng price mo, nagko-consolidate siya right after a drop, then it might probably make an attempt again at your 200-day moving average. Also, be wary of this ano po. So, yung pagpapasok, let's say when you enter at a 200-day moving average, which is an area of value dito, you have to be conscious of the other patterns that may be forming in your price action. Kasi dito, if you notice here, this could possibly be an inverted head and shoulder. So when you enter here, it must be in context also. What do I mean by it must be in context? Yung iyong in your decision making sa when you decide to enter at this level. There must be a reversal or a price rejection pagka pumasok ka dito to confirm yung selling mo dito. If you decide to sell here at this price level, there must be, just like here, you have an engulfing pattern here. Ito, you have a bearish engulfing pattern after an uptrend. So that is a clear reject. That is a reversal signal. Here, you also have to identify if there is a reversal signal. If no reversal signal or no price rejection will exist when the price hits here, then do not attempt to make any sell at this area. Only if you see a price rejection or a price reversal will it be okay. Kasi the point here is you have a contradicting signal from your market. This can be a setup for the market to go up again because of this inverted head and shoulder, or it can be if you see a rejection at this price level or a reversal, it can be that the market is resuming its downtrend. Because if you see this, there is a downtrend here and then consolidation. One of the assumptions in technical analysis here is it follows the direction of the previous trend after a consolidation. So yun po those are the things to keep in mind here. So if we enter at 77.15, we take profit at 76, is it 76? Yeah, 76.00. 77.15. This is too big a move for the daily siguro, ano? So, pero yan ang sinasabi ng ano natin, 77.10 or 77.15. 76.40 yung initial na pwede niyang puntahan at 77.42. Saan po ang 76.40? Ang 76.40 po ay, ito po kasi, ito po. The 76.40 is this one. So before it can make a drop all the way up to 76.00, you first consider this level. The 76.40 level before you can make an assumption that it will go all the way up, it will go all the way down to 76.00. Yan po. So kung wala na pong katanungan sa gold ay sa Australian dollar, we may now move on sa ating gold. Ano po? Yung gold po natin naman ay ang gold po natin ngayon ay pababa pa rin po siya, no? So kung papansin po ninyo kasi, etong ginagawa niya ngayon, it could be a follow-up of this one. So itong anong sinasabi kong it could be a follow-up? This one is a pennant formation. So yung pennant formation mo, ang rule dyan is you just get the half of the pole. Pennant formation has the same characteristics or behavior as a flag formation. So kung dyan po yan, ang initial target mo ay ito, so inabot naman niya, di po ba? So inabot naman niya, so ito ngayon ang ginagawa niya, it is forming a pennant formation again, so it may probably hit at, if you try to measure yung pole mo, how high is the pole? Ito you get the highest price here, and then you also get the lowest price here. Yan yung pole mo ngayon. So if you try to move that, ito po yung magiging target mo ngayon. I-adjust ko lang to. Yan. So this one is going to be your target. It's at 70. Again, kung gagawa ka ng mga target mo, tumingin ka muna sa kaliwa. Tingnan mo muna kung ano yung possible sources ng support mo. This is a source of support. Yan, ito po ay posibleng maging support po. Kaya kung titingnan natin yan, bago mo asahan na bumaba siya dito, ito muna yung titingnan mo. Ang low nito ay 1841.38. So maaaring dyan po muna tumigil ang presyo sa 1841. Tingnan lang natin ulit. It may go all the way down to 1820. Sorry. The low price here is, ang low price mo dito, your low price here is 1816.59. So dito po, kaya po ang target natin is 1816.59. Nagkamali lang ako dyan. 1816.59. Yan. Before you can expect it to target 1764. So if you sell at 1848, yung 1848 po natin ay halaw yan ngayon dito, but I think mamayang hapon naakyat yan hanggang dito. Sa 1855 area, itong mga previous highs ko. This one, it may have an attempt at 1856.59. Kaya po ang dapat po nating dito, selling is 1856.59. Later in the afternoon, 1856.59, yan. So dyan po siya pwedeng umakyat hanggang mamayang hapon, hanggang pagka-open ng European to London market. So yan po ang target profit natin, and ang cut loss natin is 1869. So kung wala na pong mga katanungan, we may now go sa ating We may now go sa ating Forex news or yung mga economic indicators natin. So, yung economic indicators naman natin dito, you simply use them as a parang guide kung merong magpapagalaw ng market mamayang hapon o merong high impact data mamaya so that you will not be caught by surprise pagka biglang gumalaw ang market, or you know what are the economic indicators. If these economic indicators comes out, then you know when to stay on the sidelines or not to trade and wait for the market to settle down. So since today is January 12, wala naman pong high impact na data po ngayon. So it's most likely the market is going to move technically. So ibig sabihin ng technically, it is going to follow yung mga inaano po niya sa ating technical charts. So ang movement niya is based on the charts. Ito wala pong high impact. So kung walang high impact, maaaring ang igagalaw niya ay halaw po sa ating chart. So kung wala na pong katanungan, maraming salamat po sa pagdalo sa ating hello?
Yes, hello po. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning po.
Yes po. Tanong ko lang po about dun sa multiple take profits. What is a better way po ba to execute yung multiple TP? Yes po.
Apo. Yung multiple TP po, ano po yun? Yun yung mga, if it breaks this price level, then that's the time that you can only hope that it will have it will target the next level. So yun po yung tinitingnan po natin doon. Depende din po kasi yan sa kaya po ako naglalagay ng multiple na price level ng mga take profit po natin pagka ang initial price objective natin, ito pong blue, pagka ito po ang initial price objective natin which is based on your measuring implication, pagka malaki po ang pinapakita niya, masyadong malaki yung pinapakita niyang target, you have to look at your left kung meron kang mga madadaanan na mga previous support or resistances that can act as a support or resistance now sa movement ng price mo. So kung halimbawa dito po, kasi we can never know, kahit pa sabihin natin meron kang initial price objective na ito, this does not guarantee that the price will reach here. It may happen that when the price reaches here, a certain fundamental comes out and convinces the market to change course. Pwede pong mangyari yan kasi anything can happen in the market. That is why if it is recommended that if you look at every possible profit level or target profit level, you have to look at it from the point of view of a possible support or resistance. Yun po yung ano ko doon. Yun po yung kung bakit we come up with yung multiple levels ng take profit po natin, and how do we interpret those multiple price levels ng take profit natin from the point of view ng price movement po natin. So pagka nag-break po yan, then that's the time that you can expect that the next profit target profit will be there will be an attempt to the next level. So yun po yung I hope I'm able to address yung question po ninyo, Sir Alvin.
Actually, sir, bali different trade din po ba siya or pwedeng gumamit lang din po ng trailing stop, at saka same po ba yung magiging cut loss nila?
Pwede kang gumamit ng trailing stop. Yung cut loss mo is pag nag-trailing stop ka, cut loss na rin yun eh. It's not a cut loss technically, pero para kang nag-cut loss kasi ang trailing stop is you are winding up your position from the market. So pagka nag-trailing stop ka, pagka na-hit yung trailing stop mo, wala na ring silbing maglagay ka ng stop loss kung may trailing stop ka, because pag na-hit yung trailing stop mo, wala ka na sa market. Ang ano lang po dito, if you are attempting to stretch your profit over a single trade, halimbawa dito ka pumasok and then you are attempting to make a parang gusto mong magpakitang gilas sa sarili mo na kaya mong kuhanin yung taas at baba nung igagalaw nung market ngayon. So yun po yung ano natin, either you target to make an semi or quasi intermediate trend, medyo magbabad ka ng more than 1 day or magbabad ka ng 2 to 3 days, pwede po yon. So you exit at a price level that was entered 2 days ago, a day ago, yesterday, pwede po yon. Because what I'm just assuming now is for us na karamihan ng mga nagte-trade dito are trading just within the day. Kasi marami pong concerns ang mga nagte-trade na ay ayaw ko magbayad ng swap, ayaw ko magbayad ng ganito, ayaw ko magbayad ng ganito, especially if it's Wednesday. Ang swap mo nagiging times 2. So may mga broker na nagcha-charge ng times 2 na swap because what happens is the swap for the weekend, they charge it on a Wednesday. So they charge it in advance on a Wednesday, kaya po nagiging times 2. So yung mga iba ayaw maka-experience ng ganun, hindi po sila nagbababad ng trade po nila. Maraming salamat po and hope to see you all again tomorrow. So I
Thank you,
hope
sir.
okay, maraming salamat po Ma'am Vilma. So I hope na gawin niyo pong gabay yung ating mga figures na pinakita po ngayon, or makatulong po yung ginawa nating market analysis po ngayon. Ano po?